Hi and welcome to Module 2 of Point of Sale Training, Business Defaults. In this section I'm going to show you a few of the setup and configuration steps that you need to take in order to get your system up and running. Please keep in mind that there is a one-page printed handout that accompanies this video. There's no need for you to take notes. We've done that for you. And once you're finished with the video, this will serve as your printed step-by-step checklist for everything that you need to do. In fact, I'm going to be going right along with this guide and referencing it. So let's begin right at step number 1. We need to go to More Options menu and button number 1, Business Defaults. And you will notice that there is a new tab here at the right, a yellow tab called POS, or Point of Sale. Let's click on Edit, and the very first thing we want to set is the register name. You can type anything you want, person's name, or main register, or front desk register, or however you would like to identify your register. Next, click right here where it says Enable Point of Sale for Register. You'll see all these options become available. Next, you'll choose the receipt style. You can use full page, which is your traditional way of printing on a full sheet of paper, or the new thermal receipt tape printer, which prints on the 3-inch wide receipt tape paper. Let's go ahead and choose the receipt tape, and you'll see that you can now put in a message, and you can also position the message. The message can be pretty much anything you want. It prints on each receipt or refund ticket. You can type something like, "Thank you for patronizing our business." You'd probably put in your business name there, but you get the idea. "Thank you for patronizing iGo Fitness," or "Don't forget to check out our August specials," whatever you would like to put. And you can choose if this message appears at the top before the header, at the top after the header, or at the very bottom, what we call the footer. You can come back into Business Defaults as often as you like and change this message and change the location of the message. Next, we're going to click here on Change Printer. You'll see a list of the few of the printers that I have installed. You might have others, but you want to select the receipt tape printer, A799 receipt printer. Click on Select Printer, and let's go ahead and do a printer test. Here's how we do that. We click here on Print Test, and what that's going to do is it's going to pull up a preview of how the receipt looks. At the top, you should see your business's name and address and phone number. The rest is just going to be test information. Click here on Print, and it is going to ask you to confirm that you're sending to this printer. And when you click here on Print, I want to show you what happens. I'm going to actually hold up my receipt printer right here. You see it's a small little device that's right on your desktop. And take a look at what happens when you click Print. And there it is. And if you heard that last little noise there at the end, that's the slicer. It actually slices for you. You just pull this little corner out, and it makes a nice, clean slice, and you have your receipt. Go ahead and hold this briefly up to the camera. You'll see it looks hopefully just like it did in the preview, and there you are. You've tested your printer. Everything should be fine. Let's come down here and enable the cash drawer. Again, the cash drawer is optional. You do not need to have a cash drawer in order to take advantage of the new point of sale functionality. But if you do have one, let's go ahead and test it at this point. So we'll click Enable Cash Drawer, and then click here on Test Drawer, and that will quite simply cause the drawer to open. That's how you know you have a successful test. Drawer is a little bit bigger and heavier than that receipt tape printer. I'm not going to hold it up for you, but you click on Test Drawer, and that should open it. Okay, 2 final things and we're done. Do you want to open the cash drawer on check payment methods? Yes or no? This is quite simple. The cash drawer is going to automatically open every time you do a cash sale. Obviously, right? You want to put the cash in the drawer. You might have to take out a little cash to give change. When you make a sale by a check payment method, there is a spot on the front of the cash drawer, a little slot, where you can slide in the check without opening. If that's good enough for you, you don't have to have the cash drawer every time you make a check sale. But if for any reason you want to put that check in a different location in the cash drawer, or for any other reason you wish for your cash drawer to open when you make a check sale, just click on Yes. And then the final option, should payment sales and refunds access require an open batch or not? We're going to talk a little bit more about batches in the next module, but since it's an option here, let me explain it very briefly. A batch is a collection of transactions, sales, refunds, payments, and so on. A batch is opened by you at a specific time, closed by you at another specific time. You open and close it whenever you want, and all transactions that happen between those 2 times are part of a batch. As to whether or not you require an open batch for these transactions is really up to you. There's no right or wrong answer. There's just different pros and cons. If you're a larger outfit, or you want to keep your books a little bit more formally, you might require an open batch. What that means is if you try to do a payment or a sale or a refund and there's no open batch, it won't allow you to do it. Pros and cons. Well, it's a very organized manner of keeping track of your financials. Nothing gets transacted unless it's part of a batch. The disadvantage, of course, is you have to have a batch open. If there's not a batch open, you want to do a quick sale, you can't do it. You have to take the time to open the batch. Let's say that you're a slightly smaller operation or not quite so formal. You might not require an open batch to do one of these transactions. Doesn't mean the transaction won't get recorded, okay? It's still going to be part of your financials, the member's payment history, your daily gross sheet, your projection sheet, so on and so on. It's just that you can make a quick transaction without having it be part of a batch. Really up to you, however you'd like to do it. You can always change your mind. You can come back here into business defaults at any time and change this setting or any of these settings. That's it. We're to the end of Module 2. That's all there is to it. Go ahead and take the exam for POS Module 2, and I'll see you in Module 3.